Hey there everybody, Jamargar777 coming here with another deck tech. Um, I just recently built this and playtested it on Cockatrice and in real life for a little bit, and it's just so fun. Um, it's Frites, but it's a little bit of my version. Um, so let's get started off. Um, for your mana base, you only run 22 land because Frites runs a lot of mana dorks. 4 forests. I run 1 plains because I felt that a plains could be good and ghost quartering problems and just having the double white to cash Alisnorn. 1 Sun Petal Grove, same with Alisnorn, and it needs a lot of white actually with Lingering Souls, Flashback and Burial Rites, Alisnorn itself. Sorry if you heard that. Um, 2 Darkslick Shores. The Darkslicks are only for 2 specific cards, and you know it comes into play untapped for the first 3 turns, which is actually really good. It's all the Scars line because for the first few turns you want to be aggressive as possible. You want to have like, you know, a bunch of mana dorks, fill up your graveyard really quick, and so it's all a bunch of Scars line. 4 Razorverge Thickets. Razorverge Thicket, same, there's not so much to say about it. Add you your green-white. 4 Blackleaf Cliffs. Not so much to say about this either. Add you get your black and your red. And say with 4 Carpalang Gorge. Now there are 2 special line of the deck, just because Lingering Souls is a good card, and by itself with 2 Gavany Township is insane. It wins games by itself. You know, with Lingering Souls and stuff, it can steal games out of nowhere, because just Lingering Souls, Flashback Lingering Souls, next turn attack Township before we damage is really good. So that was your mana base. Mana base is consistent, but I could have a few changes if I changed a couple cards in the main deck. So onto your mana dorks, like I said. Frites runs a lot of mana dorks. So you run 4 Birds of Paradise, get you all your colors. 4 Abyssinian Pilgrim, get you your white, and it's a human, like it matters. But 4 Abyssinian Pilgrim, get you your white mana, and 2 Llanowar Elves only. Now that's 10 mana dorks, and green, you don't want to be redundant as much as possible with green. It's better to be redundant on white, because you can have a double white to cast Hellsnorn. But Llanowar Elves is a good, what is it called? A good mana accelerant. Now to get stuff in your graveyard, you run 4 Faithless Looting. Faithless Looting gives you a little bit of options, because it doesn't say discard 2 at random. It just says discard 2 cards. But a 4 Faithless Looting is good, and it flashes back, which is really good as well. Now this is the only blue card in the deck. I run 2 Thought Scour over Tracker's Instincts, because Tracker's Instincts, what I'm thinking is you don't want creatures in your hand. Sure, it can be mana dorks, but for 2 mana, you're not going to be casting it until next turn unless you cast it in the late game. But I like Thought Scour because it can turn 1 Thought Scour yourself, and I run 2 Miracles in the deck. And those 2 Miracles might be taken out for different 2 Miracles, because you'll find out later. 4 Mulch. Just getting land in your hand is good keys, and if you're land flooded, you know, you could just Faithless Looting this stuff away and draw 2 fresh cards off the top. And the mulch puts you know, creatures into your graveyard, sorceries, instants like Unburial Rites, and a big fatty. Now stuff to stall. You run 4 Lingering Souls. It's also a win condition, but it's mostly likely to stall, because what Frites wants to do is you know, get big fatties in the graveyard and then cast them from the graveyard, and as fast as possible. And Lingering Soul stalls that if you don't have your combo pieces right away, and it acts as a win condition with Gavany Township, like I said earlier. Yeah. Now here's the miracle. Like I said, stuff to stall. 2 Bonfire. Now, I already have a amazing matchup against almost any aggro deck. So I'm thinking of, like I said, the 2 Thought Scour and the 2 Bonfires. You can Miracle them on their turn. But the 2 Bonfires I'm probably switching out for Temporal Mastery. Only because I already have a good matchup against aggro decks already. And just having Temporal Mastery is really good. It gives another turn. It's an Explorer early game. And yeah, I think it's really good. But Temporal Mastery is probably going to get switched out. For these next few cards, obviously that's not a real card. Well, it's a real card, but it's a proxy. I've just been having problems finding my cards lately. So, I have Foreign Burial Rites, like any other Frites deck should. Foreign Burial Rites is like pretty much the key card in the deck, such as fatties and getting stuff to your graveyard. But Burial Rites costs 5. Yeah, it costs 5. And you know, now onto the fun part. And the reasoning behind these. Now, any other deck should have 2 Elishnorn. I only run 2 because, 1, I only have 2 Elishnorn. And 2 Elishnorn seems good in the meta game right now. 2 Infernal Titan. Yeah, nothing much to say about it. Only 1 Worm Coil Engine. For these next few cards, you're going to be like, why is he running that? But I have many reasons for running it. I run 1 Gisela because, with Infernal Titan, when it enters the battlefield, it deals 6 damage to something. And if a source would deal damage to an opponent or a permanent an opponent controls, it deals double that damage. So say Infernal Titan enters the battlefield, just deal 3 to them, it doubles, it deals 6. Clear their board, deal 2 to that, 2 to that, 1 to that, 1 to that, 1 to that, it doubles, deals 6, 2 to 3 things. Deal 2 to 1 thing and 1 to 1 thing, deal 4 damage and 2 damage. So that, you can't really complain about that, Gisela. And it also kind of, helps you be defensive. Massacre Worm. And you're going to be like, why is he running that? Because it's like basically another Elishnorn that won't have a legendary rollout, and it also can be aggressive with the losing 2 life. As you can see, I have my foil one as well. Yeah, it acts as another Elishnorn, but casting it is a bit of a problem. That's why I only have one Massacre Worm. But whenever I do get him, I cast him, and it's pretty much game from there. And 1 Shield Dread, the worst swing run. Got my promo one here. Shield Dread, because it acts as a continuing on Burial Rites. And it also helps you play defensive on your part of the deck because it makes them sack a creature. And yeah, that was the deck, guys. Oops. Sorry. Let's get onto the sideboard really quick. Now, there's not much diversity in the sideboard because it sideboards a lot of hate against other control decks, stuff that has graveyard hate. So I run 3 Ancient Grudge because Nihil Spellbomb, Ratchet Bomb, Grafdigger's Cage, Sword of War and Peace, stuff like that. 3 Faith Shield because Zealous Conscripts and Elishnorn or Zealous Conscripts and Infernal Titan is crucial against your deck. So, you got Faith Shield to protect it. I would replace it with Apostle's Blessing because I barely get a white, but it's only 1 white, so it's fine. 3 Autumn's Yeah, 3 Autumn's because against blue and black decks, pretty much against Esper or just any control deck, side them in against it, and they try to mana leak your stuff, you Autumn's Veil, so it cancels out, and it also helps from not targeting it. Say if they go for the throw you thing, and they can if you cast Autumn's Veil. I run 2 Metal Misstep, Surgical Extraction, pretty big against my deck. Nihil Spellbomb again, pretty good against my deck, and just mana leaking like a removal spell that removes your your Manadork is pretty good as well. And then I run 4 Hell Rider. Hell Rider, I almost had him in against every game, other than no, almost had him against every game too, because they're gonna be boarding against a Frites deck, and what you have in Hell Rider, it's just like turn 1 Accelerant, turn 2 Lingering Souls, turn 3 Hell Rider. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage, and yeah, Hell Rider is just such a boss. Yeah, and Burrow Ratting and Hell Rider is really good too. So that was it, guys. That was my deck tech on my Frites deck tech. So this is Chumagar 7. Comment, rate, subscribe, and thanks for watching.